So I want to share some of my thoughts on Dave Ramsey. And just to let everyone know, what my company primarily does is sell insurance products, mainly whole life insurance. That's how we've started. So I know Dave does not like whole life insurance. But what I just want to make sure that I definitely start with is I like what Dave has done in the personal finance space a lot. His business helps a lot of people approach money in a simple and understandable way. One of the things I like the most that I've seen him do is he asks people to write down their expenses. It's something that is super, super simple, but a lot of people don't do it. And it's one of those things where you know you should do it to really help yourself, but you won't until you finally hear it from someone and then you do it. And he's very good at that. Like he's helping people get out of debt, organize their finances, and get in a better position than where they were before. So I like that a lot. Now, when it comes to whole life insurance, how he speaks about it, there's definitely some truth to what he says, depending on what context you put it in. So, for example, I've heard him talk about whole life insurance policies having very high premiums and having zero cash value in the first 2 to 3 years. So for example, if I buy a $100,000 whole life policy and my premium is $5,000 per year, one, I could probably get a term insurance policy for $300 per year, but assuming I'm buying a whole life insurance policy, I've got that $5,000 per year premium. The first year, nothing shows up in cash value. The second year, nothing shows up in cash value. Depending on the company and product that I was sold, the third year, nothing might show up in cash value. It's not an attractive place to put money at all. So when he's mentioned that, it's true. Like when you look at that statement in itself, there's truth to it because I can take a basic whole life insurance policy, which we don't sell, by the way, because I don't like that type of policy at all. But you can take that, and it's just not good for the consumer if they're interested in the cash value. The thing is, and I'm not intending to be disrespectful to him at all, is when you blend that in with claims that all life insurance agents are a joke in the industry and that they all take advantage of the middle class. That's where they make their money along with insurance companies. Naturally, what happens is insurance agents and financial services professionals that offer whole life insurance or other products get defensive because they feel like it's an attack on their character, where a lot of them do feel like, no, I'm trying to do the right thing for the client. At the same time, some of them do sell products that are not in the best interest of the client. And I do feel that a lot of them do know what they're doing as well, just from my experience in the industry. But the thing is that I would want awareness of, if I'm Dave, is yes, a standard whole life insurance product is going to give me zero in cash value in the first year and could give me zero in cash value for the first few years. However, if someone is interested in whole life insurance purely for the cash value, where someone says, the death benefit is not the main reason I'm taking this policy out, the cash value is what I'm interested in, then we would see a completely different story. So we've got policy A, which is just a basic whole life insurance policy. I pay a premium, looks horrific. I would not recommend this. But then we've got that exact same product with the exact same company. We even kept the out-of-pocket the same. But look at the cash value and death benefit column. What do you notice there? Different, right? Cash value is much more attractive. And when you plug a return in there, you see that's way more attractive as well. We get our money back faster. We've got a positive cash value faster. The life insurance piece is much less. Now, what I'll say about this too, when we look at this example, is people that are interested in this are interested in the cash value. Because if you do things right with the cash value, it's a safe place to put money. You can access it very, very quickly, whether you withdraw or take loans. And loans you don't have to pay back. There's pros and cons to them, which I can talk about another time. But also, if I do things right, I can access it tax-free. There's a lot of benefits if you know what you're doing and you do things right, and it's set up like policy B that we see on the right, a high cash value policy. So when we look at that, policy B is something that a lot of people are interested in because of the safety, and usually what we see with individuals that we work with, they're getting whole life insurance and they're well positioned already. They typically have little to no debt. They've got other investments, they're well diversified, and they view this as a safe bucket to position some of their money. And the long-term death benefit sometimes is appealing as well, but it's usually the cash value that they're interested in. So back to Dave, I don't think that he's trying to mislead people at all. I don't. And I'll say this, I don't think that it would be fair to say that he doesn't know what he's talking about in an effort to try and discredit his reputation or make him look foolish. Because I've seen people in my business, some of my peers, do just that. And I've just got a thing against it. Like, don't talk negative about people. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's like, don't do it. But anyway, I think the issue is often in the approach and tonality. Like, if Dave doesn't like whole life insurance, that's fine. Like, if he likes it, doesn't like it, what he does benefits people in a lot of ways. But if you come and bash the product and say that everyone sells it is no good, then naturally people are going to take an issue or take offense to that. Some people will. But I remember this. I remember years ago, I saw a Dave Ramsey interview. It was on MSNBC or something like that. It was years ago, more than 10, I think it was more than 20 years ago. And he talked about being sold a Northwestern Mutual whole life insurance policy. And he goes, afterwards. He didn't like it. I've also heard him say that a lot of life insurance agents that are selling whole life insurance will use words and language and talk you almost into this big word trap where you as the consumer don't really even know what's going on anymore. You're like, what? All right, this person sounds smart, so I'm going to put a ton of money into this product. And you really don't know what's going on. And a lot of times in those cases, you're sold a product that's not in your best interest. I've seen that firsthand, just how I was trained in the industry. You'll have someone talk about all the benefits of life insurance, how it can benefit your entire retirement portfolio. And then what happens is you're sold a basic whole life insurance policy that takes 15 years to get your money back. You've got zero in cash value in the first couple of years. It's like, no, like I wouldn't put my money there, but people are being sold that and they don't really know what's going on. And what I mean when I say that is they couldn't explain what they have to someone else. So I've seen him, Dave, express that before, his frustration with the industry. So here's what I think might have happened, because this is how I would feel if I'm him. He was sold whole life insurance with Northwestern and he said, right? He didn't like it at all. That means he was likely sold a high commission product. If you have zero in cash value in the first year, that means that that policy is a maximum commission product. And the agent made as much as they possibly could have made in the sale of that product. That's how it will work with the product and the structure. He may have confronted the agent, and that agent may have been defensive because they didn't want to lose the policy because, one, it would hurt their commission, they get a chargeback, and a lot of times there's pride involved. If someone starts a big whole life insurance policy and then later cancels it, what happens is your superiors and agency managers come and ask you about it. Hey, what happened here? You lost the deal? And a lot of times that can hurt, especially if people are trying to get things going. They get a big deal. They feel like, yeah, I did it. And then, it didn't quite work out. So that could have been the case for the agent that he worked with. I'm 100% speculating. So, who really knows? But it happens a lot. And what most people say when they've been sold a policy and they're trying to cancel it and they're getting this big word game spit at them, they say, forget it. Like, what's the point? I'll just cash it out. I'll cut my losses and say, whatever, I know what not to do in the future. That's what I think may have happened with Dave's initial exposure to whole life insurance. And again, I don't know him. I've never spoke with him, so I couldn't tell you. But here's a case that we just saw, and this might get your attention. Someone recently put $2 million per year into a whole life insurance policy. This was not someone that worked with us. And I was sent this policy and asked, hey, is this set up okay? Or can it be set up for higher cash value? So I looked at it, and again, the client is paying $2 million per year for 10 years, so it's a total of $20 million. The agent made $1 million, approximately $1 million in commission in the first year. The cash value in the first year was like 700 grand. So if it's you pay $2 million into your whole life insurance policy. The first year, you have $700,000 in cash value. The agent made $1 million in commission. I was sent the policy, said, no, it's not set up for maximum cash value. Ran the exact same product with the exact same company, the exact same $2 million per year going in. And what happened is the first year cash value was about $1 million more. It's about 1.7 million, right around that number. And he had more cash value from start to finish, got his money back sooner. We maximized it like we do for everyone because the goal was cash value. The commission in that new setup, instead of $1 million, was just over $100,000. So what do you notice there? The original policy that was sold generated a $1 million commission. The client had $700,000 in cash value when he paid in $2 million. So he lost 1.3 right out of the gates. Then we take the same policy, same $2 million per year. He's got about $1.7 million in cash value. So the loss is reduced to $300,000, which was as efficient as I could make it. But the commission was reduced to 10% of what it was before. $100,000. I think it was $119,000 is what the agent would have made net. So it turned into an issue where the individual that sent it to me went back to the person that purchased it and said, hey, here's the data, and there's still stuff going on. I'm not really involved. I just said, here's what it is. Like that's what he wanted. So I shared how it worked. But my point is, that's the kind of stuff that goes on in the insurance industry. Like as an agent, you make a sale and you make $1 million off of one sale. Then you look at that and say, okay, that's not in the client's best interest. Just from the way I look at it, like it's not. You can take the exact same product with the exact same company, same out of pocket for them, and it's cash rich. They've got more cash value up front. They've got more cash value and death benefit when you look at it long term, but the commission is carved to 10% of what it would have been, just about 10%. So big difference there. And that, in my opinion, is a big issue in the industry. Because when you look at whole life insurance, there are benefits to it, but there's also a lot of drawbacks. And I think what Dave hits on the most is true. Like he's talking about traditional whole life insurance policies that are not attractive for cash value. They pay high commissions. They lapse a lot because people don't see the value not until 10 plus years of having it. They usually don't hold on to it that long. However, when it is set up correctly, we see it work very, very well, and people are attracted to it. The cash value works. So that would be the main thing that I would just look at, and if I'm him, just want to have awareness around, because if not, what ends up happening, which absolutely drives me bonkers, is agents attack him, right? They try and say that he's dumb, that he doesn't know what he's talking about because he hasn't seen that or hasn't been exposed to it. And yes, maybe he hasn't. Maybe someone did try to show it to him, But at the same time, have you ever had 10 million things going on? Somebody shows you something quick and you're like, what is this? I got to take time to learn it. Not right now. That happens to people. I hope this made sense. I do hope that I did not ramble too much, but those are just my thoughts around Dave Ramsey and whole life insurance. I think that he does a good job in the personal finance space, but I think some knowledge around whole life insurance and how the cash value works, whether someone helped him with that or they just had education on that, would help, and it would definitely solve a lot of the problems where people just try and sling mud back at him as a result, because that doesn't help us at all. Thanks so much for watching all the way through. I hope this helps.